Hi beauties and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a chatty get ready with me. I'm going to try out some new products and I'm also going to use some products that I've always used, some oldies but goodies. So if you'd like to find out how I created this look, then just keep watching. So yes, today's video is a chatty get ready with me. We were keeping it casual. I had a lot of things on my mind that I just wanted to talk about. So I feel like this might be a lengthy video. I'm trying out a lot of products. I'm trying out like a foundation here. I'm trying out this powder. I tested out the Amrezy highlighter. I tried out an e.l.f. blush. I tried out one of my e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadows as well as some from Natasha Denona, as well as a lot of other products. Okay, so there are quite a few new products on my face, probably more than some of my oldie but goodie products. So because I especially know this is going to be a long video, without further delay, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. One of my last videos, I used this GLAMGLOW moisturizer and it just kind of reminded me how much I really like it. So I'm going to apply a little bit of that. It smells so lovely. Smells so good. I have like a couple of little spots and they're not acne, and I have one here under my nose too, and I think it's like little cysts that may be like popping up on my skin that I can't really get rid of. I have to remember to tell my dermatologist about that the next time that I go back to see her. I also need to get my brows threaded. I will a lot of times touch up my brows for videos. I wanted to get them threaded tomorrow, so I don't want to touch them today, so they're just gonna look a hot mess. I have a couple of primers over here. This is Wonderglow Soft Focus Beauty Glow Primer. It's by Charlotte Tilbury. I feel like I've tried it before. The primers that I have over here today are like samples. It's kind of got a glowy, you see how it looks there? So let's see what that looks like. I'm assuming it's going to add a little bit of radiance to my skin. So I also have a more mattifying primer that I'm also going to use in my T-zone just in case this is too much. It doesn't really have a fragrance or anything, but it feels nice, like kind of a moisturizer feel. I'm also going to go in with my Veil primer by HOURGLASS. I used this yesterday and I had the best makeup day, guys. And I'm not sure if this was the reason or if it was just a good day. I don't know. But I'll just apply this kind of in the T-zone. I have like straightened my hair because I needed a haircut. You guys know I get a haircut about once or twice a year. This is the first one of 2021. Whenever I get it straightened, it's just really super straight and there's not much I can do with it. I'm like, what should I do? I don't know. I'm thinking about doing like the keratin treatment, the one that lasts like the 3-month treatment. What do you guys think about that? What are your thoughts? Have you heard much about it? I don't know if that's something that I want to do because then I'll have to straighten my hair all the time. And do I want to do that? Do I want to go back to that life? Because the wash and go hair is kind of easy. I'm going to start out with this CoverGirl Clean Fresh, and this one is Rich Deep. 610 is the shade. So this is the shade and the consistency. Okay, it's a little runny. So let's start with this, and then I'll figure out how to incorporate my RCMA as well. It may just be what I put on as concealer. I don't know. I'll start with a brush. I've used it once before and it kind of just looks like skin. Really, like that looks like I really didn't put anything on. So I'm not sure how I feel about it. So you kind of see that. Okay, we'll do a beauty blender on this side and I know I'm gonna need more coverage. So this is almost like some sort of skin tint. That's what it sort of reminds me of, guys. I'll turn it down a little bit. It feels a little tacky. I don't know that it matters. I like the beauty blender application, but I'm gonna go in with some more. I definitely think I am more of a medium coverage, full coverage person. But if you like light coverage foundation, this might be a winner. So we'll build up a little here. I'm just gonna go ahead with the brush, and then I will go back with the beauty blender and just sort of blend everything out. Okay. Let's see how it all comes together at the end. But I definitely think this is very light coverage, like nothing's covered. I don't know that I look like I put anything on at all. Let's take a little bit of the RCMA. And this is what we'll do. I'm gonna just take some of this and I'm just gonna like put it in places where I need a little more coverage. I'm just taking some of the darker shades, places that didn't get covered at all. Not that this is full coverage either. It really isn't either, but maybe it will help me cover some blemishes. Yeah, that's helping at least add a little coverage where I need it. Like my forehead sometimes is dark right here, and I don't like that. So I'm just mixing these on the end here. Tell me guys, I want to see how everybody's doing, you know, with coronavirus. We do have the vaccine on its way, and hopefully everyone is still safe, and hopefully your family are all still safe. I just want to know how you're doing. I'm still safe. My family's still safe. I've just been very fortunate. Wintertime can be a depressing time sometimes. And then I think that like being kind of isolated and cut off from everyone, it can be depressing. How are you guys feeling about that? And then I feel like for me, I have fared pretty well throughout this process. Like I'm not a person who lost my job. I didn't have that happen. I'm very blessed in that way. But I still can't help but feel down some days because of everything. But you almost feel guilty for feeling that way because there's so many people worse off than I am. I just wonder if anybody else is starting to feel that way. It's just been so long. So it's like your mental health can take a beating in a situation like this. I'm tired. I'm very exhausted from everything. My job, my work changed. You know, I'm an educator and I'm in educational leadership, and my work is different. Like I feel like my work, like what I focus on every day and what I have to do every day has changed as a result of this virus. I'm not doing the same type of work that I did before the virus. Your work is just different now. It begins to get a little old, but who am I to complain, because there are some people who wish they were working and aren't working. So that makes you feel bad too. Like you feel guilty for feeling some kind of way about your daily activities. You know, this is gonna come together. I'm hoping this will be all over soon and we can get back to some normalcy. I wanted you guys to kind of see, like, I don't think I like this as concealer as much as I would or just a regular concealer, but I wanted you to see it. I think I'm gonna have to add a little bit of normal concealer because that just doesn't have a lot of coverage, but it's really good, I think, for brightening. And if you need that brightness and you don't really need concealer, I think that this is pretty good for that. But if you need like something really covered, not so much. This is that Tarte creamy concealer, and I actually kind of like it, and I'm using this one because it's not as full coverage as the original concealer. And since I already have on so many products right now, I'm just gonna go in with this to just add a little more coverage. But it's not at QVC any longer, so I don't know if that was just something that Tarte was testing out at QVC or not. I don't know. I just know it's not available. And I just filmed a review on it. And it's already gone. It's already gone. I'm going to try out the Charlotte Tilbury. I've used it once before, but I'm going to just put this under my eye first. And then I'm going to go in with the loose powder. I hope this all comes together. I'm not necessarily loving my base right now. This powder is really nice for highlighting. And this one is like the shade number 2, which is what I wanted for highlighting the center of my face. I've just been very tired lately, so I hope my under eyes aren't showing that. But I've just been exhausted. I'm telling you guys, I just think the COVID thing is just wearing me out. It's wearing me out. So now we're going to use this powder. This is the One Size powder, the translucent powder here. Not sure if you're going to be able to see it. It's sort of a creamy color. It flips open like this. It has an opening where the slash mark is, and that's where the powder comes out. That's kind of cute. So I want to test out my Lunar New Year brush. This is the year of the ox, which is the year I was born. And I'm just going to use this to apply the powder today. And maybe some other products, maybe my blush. And I'm going to also apply this under the eye too. Oh, this is nice. And these are usually in collaboration with CHIKUHODO. I'm not sure if that's who's doing these brushes anymore for them, because it doesn't say that on the brush, and they haven't said that either. I got mustache going on my face. Sometimes it happens. This is nice. This definitely feels very similar to my CHIKUHODO brushes. This is the CHIKUHODO brush. Z9, I believe, is the one. And this is the Lunar New Year. Just to give you guys a comparison, the Z9 is larger, but the shape is quite similar. The bristles feel very similar as well. This is the Z8 from CHIKUHODO. It is smaller. They're all blue squirrel hair. I like it. It feels very much like my other blue squirrel hair brushes. I'm gonna go back over this with this beauty blender and just kind of pounce the powder in a little. Brows today, guys. I think I want to use the chunkier brow product. So I want to try the Brow Stylist. And this is the shade Brunette 415. I think I can put it on top of powder, but I want to use my Tom Ford shade and Illuminate today. But I always forget it before powder. Always forget it. My goal was to try to find a brow product that I could use from the drugstore that is comparable to some of my high-end. It looks like my Brow Definer by Anastasia as far as the shape. Ooh. We're in business, guys. Right color. It is not super waxy as far as the appearance. We have a winner. That was easy. So the only thing that would be different is if it doesn't last as long as the more expensive brands. But feels the same. Feels the same going on. So I'm gonna just finish completing my brows and I'll be back. This is also pretty good for carving out brows. I use the Tarte underneath, but I use this on top, and that's a good place for this as well. I really wish there were some darker shades because I think I would love it as a cream contour too. Yeah, this is definitely good. So stamp of approval for sure. Okay, love it. Wow, wow, and more wow. Let me buff everything off of my face before I go in with my brow gel. The complexion is looking a little better once I applied the powder, and I'm actually liking the powder. I may have to hit this crazy mustache though. I may have to do something about that real quick. Ready? Okay. I used to be a cheerleader too, guys. Did I ever tell you guys that? Have I ever mentioned that? Don't know. I was a cheerleader starting in the 8th grade, and I cheered all the way through college. I attended a HBCU. I've been co-captain. I've been captain throughout my time as a cheerleader. Yeah. I'm using my Urban Decay here. I'm liking my complexion a little better. We'll see how it looks in the end. But definitely, like I said, this is great for people who really like, you know, light to maybe medium coverage. I definitely didn't feel like I could build up to full coverage, and I kind of knew that, which is probably why I didn't pick it up immediately, you know. But I thought, well, there might be a place in my collection for something like this. There may be times when I just want light coverage, you know, when you're running out to run errands. I also thought just you guys might want to know my thoughts on it, so I decided to get it. I'm loving the brow product. I'm loving the brows, guys. I've had these forever, and I really wanted to try them. But I know that some of you may really want to know what these are like. So I'm wondering if I can do a little mix. Maybe I'll try like this more neutral shade because it has the black, and we'll save the berry for later. And then maybe we'll pull some shadows out of the Natasha, 1 or 2 of these. We'll try that too. So let's start with e.l.f. This is Truffle. I like the shades, very neutral. And these are, remember, these are $3. So let's go in with this shadow, this whatever shadow, the brown shadow here. This looks like a perfect transition shade. Another thing I want to talk about with you guys is just YouTube in general. I've been feeling some kind of way, and I just didn't know if I wanted to talk about it with everything going on in the world, and especially in the United States. Such an embarrassment what we're doing over here. This is a wonderful hobby for me. I love doing this, but my job, especially with COVID right now, has been so demanding. It's just been so demanding, guys. And you all know that I'm between 2 homes, and it is hard sometimes to film, to edit, and travel back and forth. Like, it's not been easy to do all of this, but I signed up for it. I signed up for this. This looks more like a blue. So it is black, but very faint kind of black. Let me at least swatch this shimmer or satin so you guys can see it. I don't know that I'm gonna use that today. See, that was this shade. You can see that swatched. I have started feeling like, you know, should I continue YouTube? When do I stop? You know, I've been doing this for 5 years. And although my channel has grown, it's growing quite slowly. This is really pretty, the brown here. You just wonder, could you invest that time and the money somewhere else? Because honestly, guys, I don't think people realize when you have a small YouTube channel, and I've mentioned this before, how expensive it is. Things do help, like when I am getting these partnerships with these newer companies. That's very helpful to me. Those products are products I don't have to buy. I've been getting a lot of skincare lately, and when I get that, I don't have to buy skincare. So then I can invest my money in makeup. So it is helpful when I am in partnership with these other companies, but I find, and I've mentioned this before, that they don't always get a ton of views. But I still will accept some partnerships, and I turn down quite a few, but I do accept them because I like to try new products, and I like sharing that with you all. But it also helps me invest my dollars somewhere else. So it does help when you guys watch those, and I do appreciate you for watching them. If you are a person who, you know, finds them helpful and you do watch those videos. I really like how these are blending. Just FYI, these little $3 eyeshadows are like nice. You know, I don't think I'm going anywhere anytime soon, but I do feel sometimes, I do feel like, is it all worth it to keep doing this? I don't know. You just start doubting yourself. At some point you start saying, should I be doing this? So anyway, that's just how I've been feeling lately. And I feel like as an African American woman, I find that it is harder for us. There are more Caucasian people, I think, who watch YouTube. So then they watch people who look like them. And you can't blame people for that. Because especially if it's beauty products, I want to watch someone who is sharing products that's in my shade range. I mean, that's how people may feel. I don't blame people for watching people who look like them. But that makes it harder, you know, sometimes for African Americans to grow on YouTube. And it gets frustrating at times. And if you have a channel, if you're a YouTuber, you know, be sure to chime in down in the comments if you know what I mean. It takes a lot of patience to do this, I think. I've been feeling, you know, frustrated sometimes that it's just harder to grow on YouTube as a middle-aged black woman. And I get frustrated by it at times and wonder, is it worth it and should I keep going? Nice. Videos that people like that I film can be expensive, like hauls and favorites. Those things are expensive. I often ask myself, you know, would you buy as much makeup if you weren't filming videos about it? Would you care? Or would you make it work with a few pieces? I get frustrated too because like my beauty space here, as you begin to buy, like I'm reaching that point with my beauty collection where I have purchased so many items. I don't have room for things and I don't want to throw things out. I see people declutter all the time on YouTube and they're decluttering things that were sent to them for free. It is hard to declutter and throw things out or give it away when it was something you purchased. You don't want to throw it away. So then that gets frustrating. Like I'm reaching that point where I probably need to be throwing some things out. And I don't know if I should or not. Like, should I get rid of it or should I keep it? What should I do? So then you're like, was that a waste of money? And I did it all because I'm a YouTuber. Is it a waste of money if I can't possibly use all of the products that I'm buying because I'm a YouTuber? You know, I don't know, guys. I'm just talking, but that's just how you start to feel. Sometimes get a little depressed. You get a little like, I could have bought a car instead. Oh, that's really nice. I cannot believe this. I can't believe that I'm getting kind of this gradients and just everything that I love about eyeshadow. I'm getting all of that from this little $3 palette. If you want this to be your daily palette, you could. And as I said, I'm not gonna use the silver. I'm gonna reach over here into one of these. I just don't know which one yet. I have the mini glam palette and then I have the mini gold. That's what I have. I really want to try the mini gold. I'm sure that I will get out of my own feelings. I'm just swatching some of the shimmers here. I'm sure, oh, that's really pretty. I'm sure I will get out of my own feelings pretty soon. You know, maybe when life gets back to normal, maybe I will feel more normal. That's really pretty too. I'm wanting to try something over here, even though it might not match with what I'm wearing. Can you guys forgive me if I do? And then I might like use one of the other ones for my inner tear duct because I feel like this shadow here looks like something from my nude palette. I feel like I have that one already. So I'm wanting this gold. And I kind of want the green. Doesn't go with anything I'm wearing. It doesn't. Oh gosh. Whatever. Whatever. I'm going to start with this green color. Even though it may not match anything I'm wearing, I'm just playing with makeup. Wow. Sometimes I like to go in on the inner corner with something else. So let's try the gold as well. Right here closer to the inner corner and see what it does. Wow. Oh my goodness. Natasha Denona. And you know, these are like $25. and I really like them. I'm gonna have to clean that up. I'm gonna clean it up. Guys, I'm loving this. Oh my goodness, I'm loving it. I'm gonna go back into the e.l.f. palette and grab a little bit of the brown here with this small blending brush and just sort of kind of define that crease and sort of soften the edges there. Let's just go back and sort of touch up here on the edges. I think I need to go back into my e.l.f. palette and smudge some underneath my lash line. I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm just gonna use this brown, like use the same shades. I mean, you only have 4 to choose from. Let's talk about something fun. What's the first thing you want to do when things get back to normal? I think one of the first things, it's not necessarily going to be probably the first thing, but I definitely would look forward to a vacation, a real vacation. Some people haven't stopped vacationing, but I kind of have. I haven't been anywhere. I look forward to hugging. I don't think I have hugged my mom since March. Or my grandmother. Like, you know, I've been around them with my mask on and socially distanced, but I haven't hugged anybody. And I miss that. I'm gonna look forward to that. What are you guys looking forward to? I also want to get in the gym. Like, I've mentioned it before, guys. My quarantine 15, but I don't even think it's 15 anymore. It's more. It's more than that. I can't work out or do anything except at home. You know how that is. When you get home, you just want to get on the couch or on the computer or start watching television. But it's sort of hard to do everything at home. So I am looking forward to, like, I don't necessarily know a gym, necessarily going to the gym, but something. I just need some help. I need some workout help. I need something. A workout friend. I'm gonna tell you what else, guys. It's hard being single in the pandemic. I'm single. And like, I'm scared to go on a date. Like, where you been? That would be nice too, to be able to actually date without being fearful of catching something from the person you're dating. I'm gonna just do my Lancome liner, my Pat McGrath liner, and my Ardell Wispies, and I'll be right back. I don't usually tight line, but sometimes I find that my skin peeps through here, and I hate that. I hope I covered up anything weird with my lashes. I don't know. I hope so. If you're waiting for me to get to the Anastasia products, I'm sorry. Not there yet. I'm gonna contour a little bit here. I have learned that this does work on top of powder. I'm not gonna use the illuminating side though. That way we can really see what the Anastasia looks like. This is Tom Ford shade in Illuminate, and I think it's Intensity 2. And I did film a video on this product, but it is just lovely. And it's a cream contour, and I really like it. I just sometimes forget to use it, but I just love it. It's definitely worth the coins. Like, it's so soft and just beautiful. A perfect contour shade. I'm so boring. I don't know. On my channel, I try not to get too in depth with politics, but guys, I have to say, I'm happy to be moving away from all the crazy that was happening over the last 4 years. Because it doesn't matter what your political affiliation is, crazy is crazy. I'm going to go back and use this bronzer. This was my Absolute New York bronzer in dark. And I used to love this at once upon a time, but I found lately that I kind of think it's darker. It's so weird because initially I had like, oh, see? Initially when I tried this, I had a lighter shade and felt like it was too light. So then I went in and I just put that all over. I'm going to try a different brush. I'm going to go in with a different brush really quickly here, just to sort of buff that out. Yeah, but I initially had had a lighter shade and thought it was too light, and so I went to the dark shade, and now it seems a little dark, which is weird, which is like, I can't believe it. But I just think maybe it's because it's my winter self. This may be better for me when I'm darker. But this is just a lovely bronzer, an affordable one. And I'm still using the Lunar brush here. Oh, this is very lovely. I like it. This is coming together a little bit here, guys. I'm liking this a lot more. There's a harsh line right here, and I'll buff that out later when I get to that point in my makeup application. It's not so dark today, but this brush is helping. Let me go ahead and do some buffing, a little buffing work right now. Let's try the e.l.f. blush here. This is the Primer-Infused blush in Always Rosy. I'm really excited about this. Ooh, feels very soft, and it's pink, a pink rosy shade. Same brush. We'll start with this one. I just want to use this brush as much as possible. Ooh, quite pigmented. I gotta go back and highlight my inner tear duct and put on mascara on my lower lashes. What was I thinking? This is really nice. It doesn't look completely matte, but I don't necessarily think it looks like too luminous, but it doesn't look completely matte. Beautiful color. Probably going overboard. We'll buff it out soon. I need to contour my nose too. Oh, I'm just forgetting everything. I'm also trying to figure out like what I want to film next. I have pre-filmed so many videos and I'm so behind. I just filmed a lot over the holidays. You know, it's going to take me a while to get everything posted. So even though I'm asking what's something you want to see next, it may take a while before you actually see it. Because of all the pre-filmed videos that I still have to get up. Like, I'm ready to do another top 5. And I think I want to do the limited edition one that someone suggested, because that just seems fun. And I've really been doing some thinking about my favorite limited edition products. But I also saw someone do a tag recently that I found interesting, which is like 10 products that make me feel flawless. I thought, ooh, that would be fun. My growth serums, I haven't been using those, and my lashes are terrible. I'm putting just as much mascara on my skin as I am my lashes right now. This is the Mini Glam palette. I'm going to just pick up this color for my inner tear duct. It looked a lot like the one from the Mini Nude palette, but on my eye it looks a little different. But it might be the same, I don't know. But it's a good inner tear duct highlight shade. I'm just going to buff in again. So you guys know, I mentioned I was working, you know, out of town. I don't know what to do next. Like, I wasn't sure if I was going to move. You know, just wasn't sure what my next step is going to be. So right now I'm just keeping on. It's working right now. Feel like in a couple of years I'm going to have to make, not necessarily a couple of years, but even a year from now, I'm going to have to make some type of decision as to whether I move for the job or come back here. It's definitely been on my mind. Okay, highlight. Finally time for the highlighter. I have Omrizi highlighter with me, and then I have the new one here, so we can do a little bit of a comparison. I have already seen someone else compare the two, and they don't look anything alike. And I didn't think that they would. Like, I could tell this, I think, is gonna look like a white gold. Let's see. Oh, that is beautiful. It's too bad that it's white, because it's going to be really hard for me to show you guys. From a side here, you can see it's got like a nice, beautiful design here. And the compact certainly is the size of the Omrizi. For those of you who may have forgotten, this is the Omrizi. And this is like a baked gelée type of formula from what I have heard. So let me, oh yeah, it is. Let me swatch that here. It is a gold. Definitely very, very gold. And then the Reezy highlighter is more of a champagne gold. And I know it still may look kind of white to you guys up here, but this is definitely like a gold. And then this is lighter. So deeper skin will like this, I think. I'm going to take my Sonia G Sculpt 2 and pick up a little bit. I typically use this more for my contour, but I thought because it's meant for this type of product that it might be good for this. Wow. It's definitely yellow. It looks more like yellow than I would even say gold. It looks yellow. How do I feel about it? I don't know. I can't say I don't like it, but because I don't have anything like it, and it definitely looks really nice with this eye look. But it's yellow. Let's try the other one. I just wiped the brush off. And this is Reezy. Wow. I like right now looking at it, I like Reezy. But you guys let me know, because it just may be me. I like Reezy, the color of Reezy better. So I'm gonna let you look again before I cover this up. I'll probably have to mix the two to make this look the same. But I do like Reezy better, I believe, because this looks really yellow. This reminds me of those like eyeshadows. The eyeshadows that you buy that look white in the pan, and then when you put it on your eye, they look yellow. That's what this reminds me of. Now I'm trying to mix them. So let's just use this one down the center of my face here. And I still got to go back and contour it, don't I? It's kind of pretty there. But I can't imagine a person with fair skin liking this. I think that this might be for medium and deep skin. I can't imagine that if you have light skin that you would want a yellow highlighter on your face. But I don't know. Formula of the highlighter feels similar to the Reezy, and I like that type of formula, that baked gelée type of formula. I really like that in a highlighter. So that part's lovely, and it does highlight. It's just the color. Do we like it? I'm just going to take a little of my shade and Illuminate palette. I'm just going to pinch this a little and just go down my nose, just so it's slightly contoured. And we'll buff that out in a moment. This powder might be super snatched kind of powder, guys, because I'm feeling a little dry. This is a Charlotte Tilbury Foxy Brown. How are you guys doing with your New Year's resolutions? I'm not doing too great. I was supposed to be like just working on my health. I try not to put pressure on myself to lose weight. Now it's more about getting healthier. I think that sometimes because of all the stress with COVID that I just eat my feelings. I don't know about y'all, but it's just like so hard to deal with COVID and like work on dieting. You know, it's just hard to focus on all of those things. Autoerotique 64 maybe, I don't know how to say that. It's a pinky nude or a pinky neutral. It's got a little pink, but it's got a little brown. I like the shade, and I like, of course, I love the texture of this. I am probably gonna wait on these because I have the Anastasia one. It has sparkles. So let me just show you guys. Let's see. Ooh. Oh, wow. It's sort of a goldy sparkle. It sort of looks gold, just like the highlighter. And it's got like shimmers in it. That was why I wanted this one over the other one, was the shimmers. So here we go. Let's see what this looks like. I'm wiping it on a paper towel so that I don't change the color of the gloss. Okay, it feels nice. And I don't know, I guess if you wore it by itself, the shimmers might really pop. Only thing I'm getting ready to do is go and get some pizza and wings. See, that's that New Year's resolution falling apart. Thank you for getting ready with me. And if I had any questions that I asked you throughout the video, be sure to comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will respond. And if you've not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button before you leave. So I'll be seeing you guys again very soon in my next video. So until the next time we meet again, this is Savvy signing out.